I can't believe it's already September, and today happens to be September 2nd. It is a big, big holiday in the US. It's Labor Day. Have you heard of Labor Day? So it's one of the three major summer holidays. Only this holiday marks the end of summer, the de facto end of summer. By de facto, I mean summer doesn't actually end till like the 20th, right? If you look at the calendar. However, this is sort of the real end, even though it's not the calendar date end of summer. In the minds of Americans, this is sort of when summer ends on this holiday. It's Labor Day, and that's what we're going to talk about. Leon, happy Labor Day.
Yeah, happy Labor Day to you too as well. How's it going? How's everything?
Oh, good, good. How about with you?
Yeah, pretty good. Can't complain. Hey everyone, what's up?
Yeah, hope you guys are doing well. Thanks for joining. So, what is okay? Just real briefly, Labor Day. What is Labor Day? Labor Day holiday observed on the first Monday in September. It's a federal holiday, so everybody gets the day off. What else? It marks the unofficial end of summer. Unofficial meaning, again, the calendar says it's September 20th. However, in the minds of most people, this is it. This is the end of summer, and it's often celebrated with picnics, maybe parades. You're going to the beach. Um, barbecues in people's homes, and it was established in the late 19th century during the labor movement, which advocated for workers' rights and better conditions. That's sort of the genesis, the how it came about. But it just basically is a holiday celebrating the end of summer, and people just get to relax. They do three-day weekend. Sometimes they take Friday off as well. It becomes a 4-day weekend. It's kind of like the last hurrah, right? Right.
Yeah, the end of summer kind of thing. I guess it's like what you just mentioned. It's like a is a honoring of contributions of us American workers out there that works hard. It's that kind of celebration. I think it's first started the celebration in New York City back in September of 5th of 1882,
Oh.
and then after that, it became like a federal holiday back in 1894. It was signed by one of the president. And it basically involves a nationwide railroad boycott at that time. So yeah, and how we celebrate it, there's like labor parades in New York City. I think a lot of things happens in New York City than other cities out there, but I think the biggest things, activities are in New York City. We're both from LA, so we don't see a lot of parades in Labor Day. It's just mostly, go to the beach, picnics, holiday sales, 3-day weekend, that kind of stuff. Yeah, barbecuing. Yeah.
That is interesting. Thanks for giving the background, because I will say that most Americans, we actually, I think if you ask most Americans, they probably wouldn't know like the how Labor Day came to be, right? So
Hmm.
most people just think of it as like, oh yeah, we get the long weekend, and it's the end of summer, and for people like us, we are from Southern California. It's maybe a beach day, maybe even the last beach day of the summer, or
Hmm.
might take a road trip to San Francisco, to Vegas or something like that. But and yeah, you mentioned also like shopping and sales. A lot of sales, right? Like a good excuse for stores to mark things down, because it's sort of like
Hmm.
that they want to clear out summer inventory maybe on clothes and things like that.
Hmm. Absolutely. They want to bring in new items, new merchandise. And it's like, the end of summer. So that means they're going to be bringing in, spring fashion and maybe even winter fashion. So they want to get rid of all that summer stuff and, make room for new fashion. Yeah.
And what's interesting, like Labor Day is a big holiday, and most people get it off. But when I say most people, actually, maybe not most people, a lot of people. It's a federal holiday, so obviously, like banks and institutions, schools, and all that, they're closed. But you'll find a lot of things that are still open. So, for example, the mall, it's open. Grocery stores, they're open. All of those things, restaurants, all of it open, even though it's a major holiday, which
Hmm.
is very interesting, because I noticed that, like, I'm in Europe, and in Italy or in Spain, when they have these big holidays, when they say holiday, they mean holiday. Like everything is closed. Grocery stores are
Wow.
closed. Yeah, many
Hmm.
restaurants are closed. Like it's like for us as Americans, we can always, on a big holiday, we can always find restaurants that are open, right?
Hmm.
But but here, just a holiday is treated like even more sacrilegious than Christmas in the US, where everything, literally everything, is closed. And that only happens maybe on Christmas or Thanksgiving in America, right? Everything else is
Hmm.
open.
Hmm. Yeah, and Easter is also a close thing in the U.S. too.
Yeah,
So
that's big
I
too.
think something to do with the religion. I think Easter, Christmas, and New Year, those
Hmm.
are really the only time that they're closed. Even
Yeah,
Thanksgiving, maybe Thanksgiving is another thing that's closed too. So it's more of a family tradition. But I mean, Labor Day is one of the biggest shopping weekends of the year, along with
true.
Black Friday. So
Yeah.
they do a lot of sales. I think it's because of the like what you just mentioned, the new season they're trying to get
Mhm.
rid of, and that's what prompts a lot of people to go out there and do a lot of shoppings because all that summer clothes are going in dirt cheap, sale, right?
Yeah, yeah. Anything that has a model year on it, they're, retailers are wanting to clear those things out, like maybe a car. This is sort of like, okay, we got to sell this stuff because it's, the 2025 models are coming out. Maybe it's a car, it's a bicycle, it's a whatever, ever that has a model year on it, right?
Hmm. Hmm. And one
And
thing
those
too
stores are,
about yeah, go ahead. The
no,
stores
that's it.
open
That
what?
those just that those stores are open. You can go to any retail store; they're open.
Mm, yeah, yeah. I like Labor Day because I like to go shopping, especially
Oh,
really cheap discounts, and you can really find like, say for example, you go to a department store and they'll have these clearance, and you can find like really good deals, like a Nike or Adidas for like $5 or under ten
that's
bucks.
true. That's true.
Yeah, for activity wear, right? So I think it's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
I've never been a big fan of Labor Day, to be honest, and the reason is because, uh, again, Labor Day sort of marks the end of the de facto end of summer, right? So in my mind,
Hmm.
I'm like, summer's over. And also, like when we were kids, school would start soon after Labor Day. Usually the day after Labor Day, sometimes for elementary schools, right? So I just remember
Hmm.
as a kid thinking, oh, this really sucks because once Labor Day approaches, I'm like, I'm bummed out. I'm totally bummed out because
Yeah.
I know I got to go back to school. Summer's sort of over. We're not going to be going to the beach as much or at all for the next few months, or you know what I mean. So the vibe,
Hmm.
I always kind of felt like going into Labor Day, the vibe was already like kind of down because, for me, because I just didn't like the idea of, oh, this is the end of summer. It's my favorite season.
Mm. Yeah, and I'll tell you, I don't like Labor Day is the traffic. I mean, traffic
Oh
is what
yeah.
is horrendous, like especially the LA traffic. I mean, I think people are trying to adjust going back, taking their kids to school
Oh
and if you have to
yeah.
drive to LA and everything, I mean, it's crazy. It's terrible. It's like at least the first day of Labor Day after Labor Day, it's almost double your traffic, the time, to get
Yes.
from one place to another. Yeah. That's another thing
Yes.
I don't like Labor Day. Yeah.
Because during the summer, people have, they're off from school. People are taking vacations, right? So not everybody's always going to work. It's sort of staggered. But then
Hmm.
come September now, everybody is back to school, whether you're in elementary school, high school, or university colleges, they're all back to school, right? And so,
Hmm.
yeah, everybody's on the road. So, like, if you live in Southern California, if you live in LA, yes, you notice the traffic is suddenly like, what the hell? Everybody's back on the road. Yes, that's right. I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. That's the thing is bad about it. And one thing too about Labor Day weekend, often it starts of college football season. So
Oh,
that's where
yes.
really when they have the game kickoff across the country
Yes. So
in the
some people are
US. So
very
that's
happy
another
about
thing.
that.
Yeah,
That's
football
true.
season.
Yes,
Yeah.
football season. Yep. Monday Night Football.
Hmm.
Yep.
One thing I did notice about Labor Day during the past was that Jerry Lewis telethon. I
Uh,
mean, I don't think they have that anymore, and I don't even know if he's
because
still
he's
alive
dead.
or not. But
No,
yeah,
he's
I think
dead.
he's dead. He's
Yeah.
dead, right? Okay. Yeah, because every time there's Labor Day or something like that, he's always on the television doing
Oh.
that telethon. So, it's hosted by him, and it's a good thing. Is they're always raising millions for charity and stuff, but
Uh-huh.
every Labor Day, I always saw Jerry Lewis on
Oh,
television.
I
Yeah.
didn't know he had a telethon. So all I know about Jerry Lewis is that he's this guy from a long time ago, but he was a comedian, right?
Yes, correct. Black and white films.
Oh, okay. So he was a comedian, and you're saying he did telethons to raise money for like sick kids or something like that?
Yeah, yeah, charities, things of
Oh,
charities.
okay.
Yeah, raising money on television. Yeah, maybe like a 24 hours or over the weekend or something like that, but it just goes
Ah,
on
okay.
a long time. Yeah.
I do remember the Jerry Lewis. Like, I do remember that name, like that thing called the Jerry Lewis Telethon, but I don't think I've ever
Yeah.
like seen it. But yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Mm. Oh, okay. Yeah.
But you know,
I've seen it, but I don't watch it. Maybe if I did, I'd just tune in for like 10 minutes to see what
okay.
it's all about and him, talking to people. And you see people on the back of, his background on the telephone, picking up phones, those olden days, the ringers.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember that. Yes, yes, yes.
hmm Yeah.
And you're talking about TV programming, and what was interesting is like in the summer in America, all the TV shows that are on are old stuff. They're called reruns, right? Because they're not filming new stuff. So during the summer, you're just rewatching, old stuff. And so now that it's September, now the new stuff is coming out again. So this also sort of marks the beginning of the fall television season. That was a big thing. Not maybe
Yeah.
right? Not maybe as much now because everybody's watching through streaming, but back when we were kids, the fall TV season was a big thing in September,
Yeah.
and people
That
were
is true.
excited. We were excited, like, okay, after Labor Day, now we're gonna get new TV shows. Everything's new. The new season of shows. You get to see new episodes of your favorite show. Plus, there's going to be new shows that are going to be introduced, and that all comes right after Labor Day. They all start to sort of trickle in.
Yeah, that is true. I never realized that, but it's always in September is the new season. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's
hmm
with that the Emmy Awards, right? The big TV
hmm
awards show. So that's also
hmm
in it's either September or October, I don't know, but they like to do it right around this time because they like to drum up publicity for the shows. And so they,
hmm
they give out awards so that you'll be like, oh, I'm gonna watch the show, and that sort of helps kick off the new shows that come out in September. And I guess this is also the beginning of what we call awards season, right?
Right.
Yeah. Um, so I guess so. Yeah, Labor Day is significant for many reasons. It marks the end of something and the start of another.
hmm And then there's also like Labor Day concerts, right? In LA, they would host like free Labor Day concerts in Los Angeles, like certain parks and down in LA,
Okay.
Hollywood
Yeah.
area, and then
Uh huh.
also Washington D.C. too. I mean, just to draw up crowds, show support. It builds up a crowd. So I'm not as sure what kind of musicians go out there, but I think they're pretty famous at some of them. Yeah,
Outdoor
or maybe
concerts.
locals too. Yeah, outdoor concerts. Yeah.
Yeah, like Hollywood
hmm
Bowl.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful outdoor amphitheater in Los Angeles where they
hmm
have concerts.
hmm
Ah, yeah, I forgot about those.
And then
Uh,
also, they have marathons too. They have those Labor Day marathons, like other cities like Seattle and New York, where they emphasize in, I guess, the health and fitness. So they would host like marathons and races on Labor
oh
Day.
yeah, yes, they would.
Yeah,
And also
I'm not
speaking
much
of
of a runner. Yeah,
Oh,
what?
okay. Also, speaking
Yeah.
of marathons, they would have marathons on TV. Do you remember those TV
Yes,
marathons? Okay, so
yes.
for Labor Day, what they would do is when we say TV marathon is basically what they'll do is they'll show TV like old TV shows. They'll just show it nonstop for what 24 hours, 48 hours, the whole
Yeah.
weekend. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So if
Exactly.
there's a show, so imagine like okay, most an old show. Let's say, for example, Friends. I just say Friends because everybody seems to watch Friends or knows about Friends. So imagine a whole weekend on TV. They would just show Friends episodes nonstop. That's all they would show on that channel nonstop, episode after episode after episode. So they would call that a marathon, Friends marathon. They would do that for these holidays, right? Do you remember?
Yeah, yeah. And I think because we didn't have cable back then, it's just the regular local televisions and stuff. So they would do this. And of course, we call it marathon back then. Now we call it like binge watching and something like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I remember those time marathons.
Yeah, those marathons. I mean, when we
hmm
were kids, like the old shows, what would they? the old shows that they would show. What would they be?
I don't know.
Old
I
shows.
would watch like I Love Lucy or
Oh, there was
something
always an
that's
I
very
Love Lucy
popular.
marathon. You're
Yeah,
right. Yes, that's
yeah,
perennial. That like everybody likes that. Um,
yeah.
Also like maybe like the Munsters marathon or something like that.
Yes, that's a good
Yeah,
one too. The Monsters. Yeah,
yeah.
Adam's Family. Yeah,
Nobody that's listening is gonna know what we're talking about.
yeah. Exactly. I'll probably bore them.
They're not gonna know what the
But they're
Munsters
making
is.
remakes of it, right? Adam's
Yeah.
Family. I think
Oh
everyone
yeah,
knows
yeah, yeah,
Adam's Family. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Something like that.
Hmm.
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
Um, but yes, those TV marathons. Yeah, that just popped into my head.
And sometimes they
Oh,
have like Western, right? Western movies, those
oh
they
yeah,
call spaghetti
sure.
movies, like with Clint Eastwood or something like
Yeah,
that. So,
yeah.
yeah, John Wayne maybe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's really
Mm-hmm.
interesting because, like during the summer, it's a well-known fact that Americans, just are not watching as much TV because they're out and about, they're on vacation, they're doing things, they're doing outdoor activities. But, come
Hmm.
Labor Day, you notice, people are they're returning to the television. Again, maybe not so much in 2024, but nonetheless we're returning to our, let's say, screens. Whether you're watching on Netflix or you're streaming or whatever, you're just watching more stuff maybe. That's
Hmm.
still that's still the case, and so there tends to be more of this sort of huge release of new programming, and that's
Hmm.
always interesting. Also, just people are spending, like we're in Southern California, so the weather doesn't change drastically, right, from
Hmm.
August to September. But in other parts of the US, the weather is already changing. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
people
Exactly.
are people are retreating indoors. People are spending already more time indoors. So you notice that the lifestyle, the typical American, their lifestyle is changing because the weather's changing.
Hmm. And I think the biggest Labor Day parades are actually in Detroit because that's where the automotive industries are, right? A lot of the unions that participate. So I
Mm-hmm.
think they have the largest Labor Day parades
Is that right?
in
Okay.
Detroit. Yeah. Uh-huh. Because of the deep labor roots that they have with automotive industry. Yeah. Auto
So
workers. So
so this holiday has a lot to do with like blue collar workers' rights.
yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, okay.
I
Yeah,
would think so. Yeah.
you know, like I said, like I think most people don't even know all the details behind like Labor Day, right? And
Hmm.
myself included. I didn't even know like the whole genesis of it.
Yeah, I think like New York too, because they are the first to actually celebrate Labor Day, and I think that's why they have a huge thing, especially the parade too,
Hmm.
because it marks them as the first uh, city to actually celebrate Labor Day because of the Central
Hmm.
Labor Union there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, you know, as also with regard to just like weather, I found that sometimes the weather in LA in September can be hotter than
Yes.
August, right? Sometimes you get
Hmm.
these weird heat waves, and it can be actually one of my least favorite times to be in LA. To be honest, is September. I never really liked September very much. Well, one, return to school, end of summer. Also, the heat can be very oppressive in September in LA,
Hmm.
and right.
Hmm. And I think maybe that's why a lot of people goes to this, the beaches right in LA because going on the beach on Labor Day, it's like you said, it's the mark of end of summer, so they have to go to school, so they everybody wants to go to the beach and enjoy and even go to the parks, right? Because there's a lot of
Yeah,
barbecuing and hot
yeah.
dogs and things like that. So it's a lot of celebration in that. Some
Mm-hmm.
people they tend to camp out, like a lot of Americans, they take advantage of we're always taking advantage of the long day weekend. We go to Vegas is our first destination, right? But some people go to San Diego or maybe even San Francisco, things like that within California. But
Yeah.
a lot of them, they end up going to camping trips, enjoy the national parks and outdoor activities and with their families and things like that. So Joshua Tree happens to be one of them. So
Oh
I
yeah.
think there's a lot of campouts. Yeah.
Yes, yes, you're right. Outdoor activities.
Hmm.
And for people who aren't doing that, the Labor Day weekend is also a time where people will do like home projects, maybe home renovation projects, do it yourself
Hmm.
kind of stuff, right? Like they
Hmm.
might fix up their house or something. They might retile the bathroom, something like that.
Hmm.
Home projects, home
Hmm.
to do DIY projects, do it yourself
Hmm.
projects.
And this is another thing too about Labor Day, right? You have all the politicians come out and start making, speeches to the union leaders and to the people, and to celebrate labor because the election's coming
Oh,
up. And
true. Yeah.
also, they want to talk about getting more votes, or because of they have to do it, right?
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
particularly this year being 2024, a big election
Hmm.
year in the US, right? I mean, like after Labor Day, this is it. This is like
Yeah.
people, like politics is going to be on everybody's mind right now. It's going to be in the forefront of everything right now from
Hmm.
September to the election because it's 2 months. It's only 2 months because the election happens the first, isn't it the first Tuesday of November? I think it is.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah, yeah.
so. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah,
Hmm.
so exactly it's only 2 months. So now that's all we're going to be talking about. That's what all Americans are going to be talking about, thinking about for the next 2 months. Of course, this happens once every 4 years. And so it's a big thing. 2024 is a big year. And, right after Labor Day, when everybody, goes back to work, reality sets in, we get back to the business of everyday life, right? Summer's over, no
Hmm.
more vacations. Now we're going to be focused on politics. It's going to be interesting also to see the sort of the content that comes out regarding the
Hmm.
politics and the candidates and the coverage.
Hmm. Yeah, and I think this year is going to be the final. I guess the election is going to be November 5th of this year. So, but September, I think this is a big thing because this is our first start of us actually voting, like the mail-in ballot. So we can start
Okay.
voting starting in September. Yeah,
Yeah.
do our voting for the mail-in ballots. Yeah.
So they can. So people will. Have they received it yet, or they'll start mailing out these ballots?
Yeah, they'll
The
start mailing in the ballots. Yeah, that they can start actually voting. September is the
oh.
mark of the first month, or when people can actually start voting. Yeah.
So people have already received these ballots at their house.
Hmm. Yeah, I would think so. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. I'm never a big fan of mail-in ballots, to be honest with you. I think there's a
Yeah,
lot of
me neither.
corruptions there that can happen.
Totally,
So yeah,
totally, totally.
yeah. Hmm.
Um, come I'm actually not even a fan of voting without proof of federal ID, to be honest, proof of
Yeah, I
citizenship,
agree.
because
Hmm.
there is so much voter fraud just based on like, illegals voting, people who don't have the right to vote, they're voting. That
Hmm.
I'm really, really surprised that okay, now we're digressing, but I'll just quickly make my point. Just
Hmm.
that you can vote, you can vote without proving you're a citizen. That is crazy, and yet
Yeah,
you're supposed to be a citizen to vote. What the hell? Okay,
it is.
anyway.
Yeah. But and also a lot of Americans don't believe that they can actually vote without any proof or some. I mean, when
Yeah,
they mail in ballots, a lot of Americans says, "Well, there's got to be some check and balance." So when you sign off on that mail in ballots, they're going to see your signature, and the people who's ever, putting that your ballot, your vote onto the system, they got to check your signature. Yeah, that's living in a perfect world. But most of the people who works there, a lot of them are citizens and also immigrants, so they're not really citizens. And when they look, they don't look at their signatures. They just say, okay, if there's a signature there, cool, I'm just going to take it. They're not going to go and actually verify that signature if it's correct. No, they don't do that.
yeah, it's stupid. And how are they
Yeah.
equipped to verify anything? Please, they're just a bunch of like retired people and people volunteer. They
Yeah,
don't care. Um,
exactly. Yeah.
Also, come September now, after Labor Day, it's like fair game for anything fall related, right? Like come Labor Day,
Hmm.
we're all sort of our minds are summer's exiting, fall is we're entering fall, and I think that comes September, anything fall is fair game. Anything Labor Day, come everything anything fall is fair game after Labor Day. So what you're gonna see, what like fall themed drinks, right, at Starbucks, fall
Hmm.
themed
Hmm.
dishes at restaurants, pumpkins everywhere. How about that? It's pumpkin season is coming.
Right. Yeah, I mean it's kind of a preparation because next thing you know, we're already moving into what Halloween, and Halloween for us is a big it's
Yeah.
not even a federal holiday or anything. It's just a celebration. So that's a big celebration for us. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to us doing a podcast actually all about fall, all about autumn in
Mm,
America and the vibe of
hmm.
autumn. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely it's sort of the we're at the doorstep of autumn and fall and everything associated with that come Labor Day. So
Hmm. Hmm.
uh, do you call like your friends in LA? Have you messaged any of your friends back in the US saying happy Labor Day?
No, I don't do that. Do you?
Okay. I did. Yeah, I did message
Oh
just
yeah. Oh,
just
okay.
to stay in, just to stay in touch with them.
Right.
Not because Labor Day is a kind of holiday where people are like, hey, happy Labor Day, like Merry Christmas, and not like that, but it's just an excuse
Hmm.
to, message people.
Mm. Yeah, it's a good thing, but I'm not really the type of person that goes and, say, hey, happy Labor Day and things like that. And some of my friend isn't either. So, I mean, I just probably have one really good best friend, and we just talk and chat here and there about, I usually message her like on her birthday or something like that, and or when she's going on a trip or travel. But other than that, I don't have much communication with my friends out in LA. Yeah.
Hmm. I mean, Labor Day is not that kind of week. It's not that kind of holiday where it's like, like
Yeah.
Christmas, you'll send people a card, you'll send a
Hmm.
greeting. Okay, okay. So Labor Day is obviously not like that. I just like to text my friends that I haven't talked to in a while, like for a few months,
Hmm.
just to say hi, with just sort of as an excuse to say hi. But
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
it's
that's
not a
good.
yeah, it's not a holiday where people like send out greeting cards and like that.
Hmm. Yeah, one thing I kind of miss about Labor Day too is like the state fairs. Sometimes there's fairs there, like the Pomona Fair, right?
Uh-huh.
Usually the Pomona Fair, you go there and you celebrate with a lot of rides and games, entertainment, and the ones that I enjoy best is the food, right? The type of fair foods that they have,
Oh yeah.
all kinds of things. So yeah, I kind of miss that. Like the funnel cakes, I really like
Oh
funnel
yeah.
cakes.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yes. So a funnel cake is, I think the batter is sort of like a donut, except that it's piped out differently, right? So
Hmm.
it's almost like the hash brown of donuts, isn't it?
Yeah, the way I describe the funnel cake is like think of like a churros, right? They do a
Yes.
churros with a straight line, but with a funnel cake, they'll make ziggity zaggity kind of things like a pretzel, but way worse than a pretzel, and
Uh-huh.
that's it. They just fry it, and then when they take it out, then they just put in some, powdered sugar, and it's ready to eat, and it's really good. It's kind of like a donut, I guess you can kind of say a donut and a churros kind of combined. Yeah.
Yeah, like a flattened, it's like a flattened messy donut, but it's still fried, so
Yeah.
that makes it delicious.
Right. Hmm. Yeah, I miss that. Yeah.
You've not had that since you left
No.
LA.
Yeah,
Okay.
they don't have that. They don't have that here. Even a
Uh,
corn dog. There's no corn dog here,
oh, I
and
forgot about
I
corn
kind of miss the
dogs.
corn dogs. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, a corn dog is not corn, guys. It's it's actually it's a hot dog. It's a hot dog that has like a batter on it. So
Hmm.
it's like fried. It's dipped in batter and then it's
Hmm.
fried. So it's almost like a sandwich, except the bread portion is fried, right? So how would you describe it?
Hmm.
It's more of a cakey batter, though, isn't it?
I guess they use kind of a corn batter. Maybe that's why they call it a corn dog.
Ah, okay,
Yeah. So
good
they use
point.
they use
Okay.
a corn batter, and then they dip it, and then they fry it. The corn dog is in the middle. So it's kind of like you said, like a Twinkie, I guess is the best way you
Ah,
can
that's a
say it.
good way to describe it. They
A
don't know what a
Twinkie,
Twinkie
and then
is.
inside is a hot dog. But a Twinkie is kind of like a pound cake, and there's a filling inside. It's really soft. So, but this corn dog is a little bit harder than a pound cake in the outside, and the hot
Hmm.
dog is inside. And we eat it with ketchup and mustard. I mean,
Oh yeah.
ketchup and mustard are great together. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's real Americana. And so people would sell that at fairs, which you might go to on Labor Day, is what you're saying,
Hmm.
right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, okay.
And a lot of teenagers go there, right, to meet friends, go on rides, and you can buy little souvenirs like boutiques that you'll never find anywhere else, like handmade stuff. And of course, in the fair, you'll see like animals, like, we're from LA, right? We don't see much animals like livestock and things like that. So you'll see like
What do you,
goats
I
or
see them
maybe
on the street
pigs.
all the time. These
Yeah.
people. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. I mean, I see it like a horse or a mule or donkey, maybe on the road here, on
Oh yeah, yeah.
maybe a 30-minute drive or something. I would see like a horse walking by itself or a
Oh,
donkey
okay.
by itself. So, yeah. But you'll
Um,
never see that in the US.
no,
Well, not in LA. You'll see in the
not in
US, but
LA.
you'll see not in LA. Yeah.
Yeah, because coming from LA, I was very shocked. Whenever whenever I would travel to other places, and I would see sort of these things that resemble nature, and I'm like, what? Because like for example, I was in Romania, and
Hmm.
in one afternoon drive, I had cattle crossing. I saw a
Oh,
scarecrow, and I saw
wow.
a guy walking with a sickle. And I'm like, whoa,
Mm.
this is like stuff I would never see
Hmm.
in LA, all in one
Mm.
afternoon drive.
Right.
The
Well,
sickle is what
yeah.
really was funny, you know?
Mm. Hmm. I don't think I've seen one. No, haven't
Exactly
encountered
right.
that.
Well, the
Yeah.
what is a sickle? It's a knife, it's a blade, a curved knife that is attached to like a rod. I don't know if you guys have seen, like the Grim Reaper, like a
Yeah.
ghostly phantom killer holding this stick with a curved blade. That's what a sickle is.
Hmm.
Think of it like kind of like a crescent moon. But that's a knife. That's a blade. So that's what I'm talking about.
That's like in older days where they, chop the crops or something like that, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it's for. Yes, and I saw some guy
Yeah.
walking around with that. I guess
Hmm.
he's a farmer.
Yeah. Yeah. Usually I don't see that. I mean, unless
No,
you're
you don't
like
see that.
maybe in Midwest or maybe Idaho or Nebraska or something like that. But yeah, I've never
Yeah,
been to
you don't see that.
Nebraska. Yeah.
Yeah. Have I been to? I think I have been to Nebraska. Yes, I
Oh, you
have
have?
been to
No.
Nebraska. Yes, I've been to Omaha. Yeah.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
What
no,
about
I didn't think I saw
Oklahoma
that.
City? Have you been to Oklahoma City?
No, I have not been to Oklahoma City.
Okay. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
Oklahoma is a different state. Yeah, I haven't been to that one either. Yeah.
No, have not been there. They're thinking of
Mm,
building the tallest building in the world in Oklahoma City, I heard. Well, there's some
mm, mm,
proposal, there's some drawings, but who knows?
mm.
No,
Nice.
maybe not taller than the Burj Khalifa, but the tallest in America, maybe that.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
What else? What else happens on Labor Day?
I know
Um,
there's like maybe fireworks. I think in some, cities, small towns maybe, but in LA we don't have fireworks unless you're in Disneyland. But
mhm.
Disneyland have fireworks every day anyhow. So, but in terms of
Do they?
fireworks, I don't think. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they took it out, but every time you go on a Disneyland, they always had fireworks there. Yeah,
I
in
okay,
in
so
in Anaheim. Yeah,
I
every day
thought
there would be always fireworks. Yeah.
I thought Disneyland has a fireworks show every day in the summer. Maybe it's is
Yes,
it
the summer. That's the
That's what it is.
summertime. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. I
Every day on the
recall
summertime.
Okay,
Yeah.
I recall that because I remember. So from my house in LA, I can see all the way down. I can see the fireworks in Disneyland when it's clear.
Really?
Yes, because I'm in the
Wow.
Hollywood Hills, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
perched on the hill on a clear day, I can. Well, actually, I can even see.
Wow.
Those sort of not that tall, but let's call them skyscrapers in Irvine. Irvine's. You know what I
Mm,
mean? On
mm-hmm,
Jamboree,
mm-hmm,
there's like two or
mm-hmm,
three of them on a clear day. I can see those.
mm. Ah, okay, got
Yeah,
it.
and
I
so I
didn't
can
think you can see that far. Yeah,
on a clear
from the
day.
Hollywood Hills.
So it's
Wow,
not
yeah, on a clear
so
day.
maybe
Yeah.
a few days in the year when it's super clear, like after it rains.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, you can
mm-hmm.
totally see it. You
Ah,
can see those
okay.
guys, and often I would be able to see the fireworks from Disneyland in the summer as
Mm,
well. So I do remember that. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Oh,
summer.
okay.
So the fireworks, they're over. Come Labor Day, right? That's it. No more, right?
Mm-hmm,
For
mm-hmm,
Disneyland.
mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. That's one thing I enjoy about Disneyland. You don't even have to go to the Disneyland park. You can be outside where you don't have to pay for parking or anything. Just park your car, watch
Mhm.
the show. Maybe you can go to McDonald's across the street or something like
Oh,
that and watch the show and it's free. After
do some
that, then you can
tailgating.
go. Yeah, some people actually park on the street, literally, like there's a no
Uh,
stopping
uh-huh.
area. They stop there and just watch the firework. Once it's gone, then they continue. Yeah.
I mean, look, if I could see it from Hollywood, Hill, you could. All you need really is to find a hill, and there are many hills in Southern California. Just go find a hill, and you can probably
Hmm.
just watch it from any hill, any high vantage point.
Mm. Yeah, I
Maybe like from
remember.
Signal Hill,
Uh,
maybe Signal Hill in
uh,
Long Beach, even. You remember how good the
yeah.
view was from there?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I was just gonna about to say that, like Signal Hill or even Long Beach, the 710 freeway going south during
Hmm.
like 4th of July or maybe the New Year's, when they start to have the fireworks, people literally stops on the freeway and watch
Really?
it. Yeah, yeah, I
What?
got encountered one time. They had the fireworks, people stopped on the freeway on the 710 freeway and watched the fireworks. And I'm like, dude, I want to
That,
get
that
out,
sounds that
but
sounds very dangerous, but okay.
yeah, but people just stop, like literally stop, like as a traffic, and then all of a sudden they watch the fireworks, and then after that, they moved on like it was nothing. Yeah.
Okay, this gives me another idea. We should do a podcast where we reminisce about LA.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That'd
That
be
would be
cool.
good.
Yeah.
Because I think that
Hmm.
also people would like to hear about LA from Angelinos, from natives as well. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but okay.
Absolutely.
I didn't know that they
Hmm.
did that on the 710. But yeah, so Long Beach is a city south of LA. I think it's still considered LA County, but it's its own city. Sounds weird, but
Yeah.
yeah,
It's still in LA County,
yeah,
where
but it's
Snoop
about,
Dogg's from.
huh?
Snoop Dogg, where Snoop Dogg's from. He's from
He's
Long
from Long
Beach.
Beach?
Snoop Dogg. Yeah, Snoop
Ah,
Dogg.
I didn't know that. Okay, I thought he was from
Yeah.
Compton, but no, he's from Long Beach. Okay.
No. Yeah, he's from Long Beach. Yeah.
So it's about 50 kilometers south of LA. 50
Hmm.
30 miles, 50 kilometers, or thereabouts. Thereabouts.
Yeah, it's close to the Bay. We call that what, the Bay Area, or South Bay.
Yes,
We call it the South Bay. Yeah,
South Bay. Yes.
yeah. South Bay is like Redondo Beach, Manhattan Beach, for most of the beach. It's a really nice place. Palos Verdes, it's a really richy place in that area. But yeah, that's not too far from Long Beach. Yeah.
So, if you guys are wondering about Long Beach, if you watched the closing ceremonies of the Olympics and then they brought it to LA, they had that outdoor concert on the beach. That is Long Beach. That was done.
Mm,
That was in Long Beach. That's where they did it.
hmm. Or if you don't Google Queen Mary, that's where Long Beach is. Queen
Yes,
Mary
Queen
is
Mary. Yeah.
based there. Even the Spruce
It's a ship.
Goose. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Spruce Goose is there too. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, anything else we want to say before we wrap up with about Labor Day?
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, just picnics. It's more of a family environment kind of thing when, take their dogs to the park, their family, their kids playing out and about, or, maybe not even in the parks, but public beaches, they
hmm
go and with their families. I think Labor Day is more of a family kind of gathering. That's the way I kind of look at Labor Day. It's not like,
hmm
single people, hey, let's go to Vegas and all that. I think when I hear Labor Day, it's like the things that we discussed about, but also about family. I think Labor Day is about like gathering families together. Yeah.
I think it's definitely more chill than the other American summer holidays,
Yes.
because
Hmm.
everybody kind of feels like, okay, this is it. This is the end. This is the end of summer. Everybody's a little more chill on
Hmm.
Labor Day than the other two holidays of the summer.
One thing I also enjoy too about Labor Day is the auto shows. I mean, I like autos, so I tend to go to the Long Beach Auto Show or even the convention, LA Convention Center, and watch the auto show. So I kind of like that. Kind of shows what kind of new uh, cars that they're gonna have, that they're gonna release for the next year, that kind of stuff. So I kind of enjoy that. Yeah.
Did you ever do Cars and Coffee?
No, I didn't. What's
Oh,
that?
okay. I rarely did it. I have done it. It's
Hmm.
every Sunday morning, very early though, like at 8 a.m.
Oh
People
yeah.
would
Okay.
gather and just to
Hmm.
show off their cars, just for a bunch of car guys. And so
Hmm.
I've gone, but only like once or twice because I don't like getting up that early on Sunday. But yes,
Mm.
Cars and Coffee is a big thing.
Hmm. Yeah, I did enjoy going to one of those events. But they had more of the old school, the muscle cars.
Okay.
I kind of enjoyed that. I never
Oh,
really went
okay.
to like one of those luxurious cars, like the Ferraris.
Uh-huh.
Lamborghinis where they gather, get together. I've seen
Yeah.
it more of those muscle cars. Yeah.
Okay, okay. I'm not a big fan of American muscle cars per se, but I
Mm-hmm.
did like one time I went to this car show which was just 80s American cars and I loved it. Not necessarily muscle cars,
Mm,
just any type of 80s American cars. And I not even American cars, sorry, just any 80s cars is what it was. And I loved
mm,
it because I love 80s cars, you know.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It was a great
And
interesting
mhm.
decade.
hmm And one thing too, one last thing I want to say is Labor Day. A lot of Americans they tend to use Labor Day as volunteer works where they go and provide service. Maybe,
Oh.
like for us being in LA, they go to Skid Row, feed
Hmm.
the homeless and things like that, or maybe volunteer hospitals, something to give back to the community.
Hmm.
So a lot of Americans do volunteer for works just to give back to the community. Yeah.
Okay, so it's a volunteer day as well. Okay, I
Yeah.
never, I never thought of that. Okay, that's a good one.
hmm Yeah.
Okay, so well, I hope you guys now have some idea of what Labor Day is. It is a big holiday in that it's a day where a lot of people, get off, and it marks the end of summer and just a change of vibe in the U.S. among just based on the way we live our life day to day. This whole end of summer thing and all
Mhm.
the new beginnings that fall and a new season brings. So that's Labor Day, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks, Leon. That was fun.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. Thanks for having me. And thanks, everyone. And, it kind of gives you all an understanding of what Labor Day is, a part of our American culture. So if you ever want to live abroad in the US, you kind of get an idea of what labor is and kind of fit in. And instead of just saying, oh, it's a holiday and that's it. No, it kind of like put yourself into an American and kind of fit in with the community and the culture of us Americans. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Thank you so much. See you guys in the next podcast. Don't forget, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks. Bye bye for now.
See you. Ciao, everyone.